Hello and welcome to Move the Line Prop Drop Show presented by SharpStack. Ryan Noonan joins here solely with Connor Allen today. Slop, it's it's a busy time of year, busy for everybody, and Slop's got dad duties today. So just Connor and I. Connor, what's going on, bud? How was the holidays for you?
Yeah, not too bad. Might have gained at least 5-10 pounds in the last 2 days. Just sat around and ate, but got a lot of good presents. Did not get a new car. I know you just shout out Dad of the Year. Got his son a new car. So congrats to Brady and to you probably as well, because I know this is a big deal for you.
Yeah, feels good. Feels good as dad's an exciting purchase for them. It's a lot of money. It's an expensive Christmas. But yeah, no, it feels good. What was the best thing you ate? Like, was there anything in particular? Was it voluminous or was it like just like hearty?
One of our I guess Maggie's cousins, like wives, made a it was like a cheesecake churro, like a churro cheesecake with like I don't even know, but it was like fried with like cheesecake in the middle and like
that sounds
chocolate
really
sauce and like a strawberry on top. It was like I was like, holy shit, this is the real deal here. So yeah, that was really good.
Damn. Yeah, that's
how are your cinnamon rolls?
The cinnamon rolls are insane. Yeah, I've destroyed the diet for the last couple of days for sure. My body is not responding particularly well. Just like a little sore. It's like, wait a second. Yeah, I've been living clean and eating clean for a while, but it's the holidays. You got to live your life a little bit. Like, cookies have been around for a solid month plus. My wife just every weekend a new group of nieces and nephews come over, and she does cookie baking days, and they're just always laying around. And my mother-in-law does the same with baking and stuff. And went over there, they cooked for us. We had a bunch of just these big fillets, like long tenderloins, just as to cut your own fillet yesterday. So
that's great.
Yeah, it was good eats. So not great football per se yesterday.
No. Honestly, better than I thought it would be, though. I thought kind of like the Vikings beating the Lions was kind of cool. And then the Chiefs hung in there for a while. They were around it, but it wasn't good football. So to your point, like it wasn't like the Vikings dominated them. I mean, Brosmer had, I think, negative net passing yards, right, with his sacks and
wild to see. And like those, like, the ticker comes on the bottom, you see the total yards, like what we did. So it's like 3 minutes left in the game. I don't know how you feel. I think I know how you feel, kind of like me. But I mean, football's really kind of your, golf's coming, so I'm excited about that. But like football's really it for you. I'll take bad football. Perception of bad football over no football.
For sure.
Like no football's coming. Like we're too close to no football.
There's still exciting things. I was watching the Cowboys game, and we're like sitting over in the couch, kind of in the corner, and I'm like sitting there, and I see Javonte Williams just get smoked on his touchdown, just like get annihilated. Kind of gets up, he's a little bit woozy. Didn't come in the next drive. So I'm like, maybe I should live bet some Malik Davis stuff. Didn't do it. Didn't come in the next drive. And I'm like, all right, I'm betting it. So I bet Javonte under, because nothing had been announced yet. Javonte under, I bet Malik Davis 80, 90, 100 at like good prices. And like 5 minutes later, it all cashed. And so I was like, like Javonte Williams was out. And so I was like, I'm sitting there and my father-in-law's talking to me. He's like, sorry, you're probably busy. And I was like, just give me 2 minutes here. I was like, give me, because I'm just like I'm jamming all this stuff right here. And so, yeah, that was cool. Like, but I mean, it was a bad football game. It wasn't like necessarily good, but there's still opportunities to make money if like you're just paying attention. You're like, okay, like if they're up by 3 scores, like even if he's okay to come back in, like maybe he just doesn't, so a lot of good opportunities.
Absolutely. Yeah. Oh, tough for Patrick. Malik Davis, 12-1 most rushing yards in the game.
That's tough.
Yeah. I know we were on with Mayo in, the Bill Krosky Merritt stuff looked interesting based off of his trending usage, based off of Chris Rodriguez playing. That flipped pretty quickly when, he woke up and wasn't feeling so good on Christmas Day. So, Krosky Merritt kind of popped off. But, yeah, I mean, for what we do in terms of, like, subscriber releases and things like this show, live betting is not something that we spend a lot of time talking about. But I do hope that anyone that is watching the show, as much as you're able to, find a book that participates in a lot of markets and live betting. If you're watching the games, like there are opportunities. There's definitely going to be, it's just a lot of, it's all algorithm based, but at the same time, like there's just going to be the opportunities for some things, whether like Connor's instance where news hasn't been reported, something that you saw with your own eyes that hasn't been reported on the broadcast yet or hasn't been announced officially anywhere yet, where could create a buying opportunity. And there are a ton of live opportunities if you're just sitting there, apps open, watching football. It's it can be very lucrative. And yes, you can't get down insane amount of limits. And it's very hard to share those things. Like, hey, I'm betting this live at this number. It's like it's gone. You just see like play, pause. So it's really hard to do. But if you are in it and watching, it's something I've done a lot more this year than ever before, and it's been pretty awesome as a bankroll builder.
We did get out, kind of like non-officially. I think your tackles crushed. You posted those in, it was like 10-4 on anything with actually more than that, I think, because you played some on Mayo's show too. And then I did the Jacory Krosky-Merritt under 15.5 first quarter yards, which came through, but also like McNichols didn't even start actually, which is crazy, but they had one drive. He had 3 carries. They weren't efficient for a while. And then all of a sudden it took like second quarter, you had the obviously giant run, like 70-yarder. But plays came through, weren't official, don't count on the record, unfortunately, which would love to count a lot of these on the record. But I think it's part of what keeps the subs around. So
yeah, for sure. I mean, the record is something that we like. It's good. Obviously, we're trying to sell subscriptions. It's good for marketing. But I think if anyone that's in the subscriber Discord is still finding opportunities to win through things that are shared in the Discord that aren't always on the official plays sheet and stuff like that. And that's something that I think, personally, I think we've discussed a lot. It's just like, hey, we still feel like we're providing a ton of value to subscribers. And subscribers provide value to subscribers as well, which is also part of having a large community is, a lot of other sharp people in the space talking about games, talking about things that they like. I know oftentimes this can trigger thoughts for us to be like, oh yeah, I want to research that part a little bit. I wasn't looking at that yet, or haven't got to that game or anything like that. So that's definitely a part of it. So if you want to be a part of that, check it out, 4for4.com/plans. Right now, obviously the season's winding down. But if you can jump in and join Sharpstack is running, runs for a full calendar year. You can get in there through the playoffs. We have massively discounted stuff right now. If you go over to the plans page, if you just want to dip your toes in, you're never paid, just watch this show. We appreciate that as well. Move the line wherever you listen to podcasts, 4for4 Live on YouTube's. But if you wanted to try and see what a subscription looked like, now's a great time because it's super cheap. Rock with us through the playoffs. I wanted to share publicly some of the tackle stuff yesterday, and we had a good day, which actually works fairly well as well. So no slop today. Like I said, we're going to do our best to build it'd be wild to hit the parlay without slop.
It'll be interesting. Yeah, I don't know how wild we're going to get, but we can try our best.
Yeah, slop definitely provides some ceiling overs for us. And considering, I know you definitely have some things that you like on the overside, though I don't think those are going to be part of your releases today.
They're not, but I won the guest contest, the DK Live final. So I got my 3-3-3-3 entry.
You have any thoughts there yet? Have you?
Let's do our plays, and I'll probably start chiming in with some of it because I think some of it relates.
Okay.
I've narrowed it down to like 1 or 2 options of like cores, and then just filling out the rest from there. But
got it. I think I have a play that might be something you should be considering. Possibly.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right, I got 3, so I'm going to go first.
Yeah, you go first.
Okay, just to balance this out today, so we don't go too wild. Let me see. We'll start here. I've been scrambling, so I don't have his full detailed write-ups here, but jump in for us. Again, I'm going to pop this into our subscriber Discord first because we want to take care of subscribers. Let them get down a little bit before you do as a freebie. No offense. Maybe you're both. You're listening. And you're a paid subscriber as well. But this is kind of wild to me. There's some pretty interesting cluster injuries, and I know this is something I spend a lot more time in than most people do. So these are things that I'm going to maybe notice a little bit before everyone else does. But we have some impactful injuries going on in Arizona. Cornerback Garrett Williams, who's by far their best corner in the slot. He blew his Achilles last week. Budda Baker out with a concussion. Middle of that field is wide open. For some reason, Jamar Chase is lined at 6.5 receptions, minus 125 on FanDuel. Score a little bit juicier on Caesars and Builder, but like, I don't know, do it. I mean, it's 6.5 is kind of crazy. I think you can play 84.5, 85.5 receiving yards as well, but it's just a great spot. We have a hefty total in this game, plus 50 points. Could go back and forth. Obviously, Cincinnati's defense doesn't put up a fight. So this is a spot where they can go back and forth, and just Jamar Chase's volume has climbed over this in 3 of the last 4 here with Joe Burrow back. And yeah, I mean, they've been playing out the string for sure, but like, it's week 17. It's not, I would worry about these things in week 18. We have precedent. These guys are playing full allotment of snaps in week 17. So not worried about it. Any thoughts on Chase?
No, I mean, they basically, like, I think showed last week, like, they're just going to go until they score 50 or like whatever, 45, or the game's out of reach. But I also think that Arizona is capable of like providing a little bit more pushback here than Miami did. So I think this is an awesome spot. Yeah, this is, as I alluded to here, Burrow, Chase, McBride bring back is probably my look of that, or Brissett, McBride, Chase. One of the two, I think, make a lot of sense here. Just like the game state's massive. Like both teams are going to sling it. I expect a ton of volume on both sides. Like I mean, it's tough to want like anything more in a game, to be honest. The only thing that I have on the Arizona side would be like, how much does Marvin Harrison Jr. play? Who draws DJ Turner between him and Michael Wilson? So I might just like sit that one out. You know what I mean? Like that's like, because I think the upside is still there for Michael Wilson if like Marvin Harrison is just taking, I don't know, just like running cardio, which is possible. Yeah. Or gets injured again, just something like that. But I don't know. I just don't have much confidence in either of them, to be honest. So I think the Chase McBride stuff is interesting. Do you have any thoughts on like T Higgins in this game, or do you think just like it's just Chase and then T?
I like T. I thought about T because there's a little bit of squeaky wheel. Just like Jamar Chase was, I guess, I don't know how to say pissed. Like he tweeted like, how is T Higgins not an all pro or whatever? Like, how did he not make the Pro Bowl? From a volume standpoint, it's just not even close. Like even last week, the matchup was great. And it's like T Higgins gets 3 targets. Jamar Chase gets 11 targets. So like in DFS for sure, big play, longest touchdowns, stuff like that. I think T is definitely in play. But again, going back to where Arizona is weak and where they're actually hurt, it is kind of in the middle of the field where Jamar Chase does most of his work, right? So, you still see Will Johnson on the outside. You might get Max Milton back to a perimeter corner for them, but like they're going to roll out undrafted free agent from like Nevada, 7th, like this year, undrafted free agent. I think Jaden Davis or something like that is going to play. I think is the next man up in the slot. So could be a long day for everyone involved, not named Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. So I don't mind Higgins, but from a DFS standpoint, you're going to be eating up so much salary, I think, with McBride. Or you can go with what Patrick's saying here, or no, what Jason's saying here. You get
Elijah Higgins. He's stone min. I thought about it. Feels like it's chasing a little bit. Feels like because it depends on what they do, because they played a lot of like he ran like 26 of 29 routes or something last week, which is like way more than he's ever done. Like, is that sticky, or does he just go back to running like 5, whatever, like less routes with both Michael Wilson and Marvin Harrison? I mean, he's technically probably their, I don't know, what, 4th best receiver, I would say.
Yeah. It feels, for what you're doing in this scenario, a little bit of like fancy play syndrome.
I'm not risking $4,000 on Elijah Higgins. That's kind of correct. Like I've like started thinking about these things of like Tyler Shugg is an interesting play with Chris Olave. I'm not putting $4,000 on Tyler. Like that's just like
I like that.
If I'm gonna go out and die, like I'm gonna die on the back of Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, not some fucking Elijah Higgins. I agree. I don't even know what number he is. I was like 2 weeks ago, I was cheering and it was the wrong guy. Like he caught like a 15-yard. It was like 84 instead of 86. I didn't even know.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But anyways, I love the Chase play. That's good. That's good stuff.
Yeah, you'll find there could be injury news that we don't even know about, where you'd be able to punt off some sort of Min-Sal, receiver. You'll find salary savings somewhere for sure. But I agree. You'd feel like such a donkey if you put in Elijah Higgins and McBride does what we think you could do. Yeah, you also have Patrick mentioning too, like it's still a little bit light. I played some of the McBride stuff at like, you know, 3 of the shit books, just kind of, you know, spreading a little bit out that I could get down when it was a little bit lighter, but it was still in like the low 70s. And I kind of agree that I still think it's probably pretty viable considering how well that matchup is. And
Right. Yeah. I mean, like it's just like they have just been giving it up to tight ends all year. It's like everyone, it doesn't matter who, like just getting absolutely shredded.
yeah. There's some teams that are also bad from just a receptions allowed and yard standpoint, where Cincinnati seems to really separate themselves as shitty defending the tight ends is touchdowns. They just seem to give up a like insane amount of touchdowns week in and week out to the position. So, all right, first one for you. What do you got?
Yeah, I'm going to go with an under here. Not very surprising. I'm going to go with CJ Stroud under 20 and a half completions. You can get this minus 122 DK, minus 122 Builder. There's a weird 21 and a half on FanDuel, but it's minus 148. Would probably prefer to just take the lower number and less juice instead of the 20 cents. But if that all you have is FanDuel, I think that's fine too. I mean, I think the Texans are going to go like full running back by committee here with Woody, Chubb, and Jawar Jordan, like just jamming it against the Chargers. Chargers run defense has not played particularly well on like a per play basis. Their total stats are good, but they just haven't allowed a ton of carries against them. And they've been pretty great against passing games. So, I mean, Chargers allowed 21 plus completions in just 6 games. 3 of them are exactly 21. I don't really expect, I think Jake played the Herbert under like pass attempts here too. Like, I think it's just in general, like this is going to be a lot of running, kind of a lower volume game, not super explosive. And I'm still not entirely sold on this Texans offense here. So, like, I think this could be one of those games where the Texans just jam the run and CJ Stroud just not really forced to reach the upper echelon here of volume. And even if he does, like, I don't expect him to be particularly efficient.
Yeah, I like the look. I think the Chargers like want to run the ball too, and that kind of can, if they have some success there, which I do think is kind of the only real weakness in that Texans defense right now. They've lost 3 interior defensive linemen in the last couple of weeks, so you can, I think, run on them a little bit. We saw it a little bit last week, even with Dash and Genty, and that just keeps the ball obviously sustaining drives and keeps CJ Stroud on the sideline a little bit longer. And then I think that Chargers pass defense is pretty legit too. So I think it's a pretty good read here. So lots of different ways this one can get home.
I was looking at the Jake's angle too originally of like the Herbert completions under, which sucks because I played Geno under last week against the Texans. Played one of his better games of the season. Obviously, all matches considered. Still went under his completions, which is like I was between yards and completions. Of course, he throws that 60-yard bomb to Genty, so I get hosed there. And so now I was kind of like going back the other way. I was like, well, if they're not going to be, throwing a ton, like I think both are probably good. Like a lot of unders in this game could be interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. I have an interest in an over in that game, perhaps, but we need some injury news for sure.
It's only 39 and a half. It's so low. That's like, that's crazy low.
Yeah. It's going to be a good game, hopefully. So will be an impactful one in terms of playoff seeding and stuff like that. So hopefully we get some good island football there tomorrow, which is cool. Just another thing. Hey, reminding my wife, like, yeah, we got 3 games today on Christmas. We got 2 more on Saturday. It's just like in the normal Sunday, right? I'm like, oh yeah, definitely normal Sunday.
Basically, like we got like
buckle up.
Yeah, and then we got 2. Well, the Philly, we might talk about it a little bit. Philly Bills game should be fun. A good football game. I don't know if it's gonna be like a good fantasy prop game because just a lot of weird injuries here and there.
Yeah, I hope it's a good one. I hope it's good enough for this next play.
All right, well, go hit me.
Okay. I didn't know how to play it. I was back and forth. I actually really thought that the longest rush is in play. I think rushing attempts are in play, but I'm going to just play Saquon Barkley over 81.5 rushing yards. This has not been on my radar all year, but a couple things, just he's starting to play a little bit better. We get a healthy Lane Johnson back in the lineup for Philly, what I think really matters. And Buffalo's run D is awful. I can't even believe I'm going to have to say this, but like Jordan Poyer has been really impactful for them as like a hybrid linebacker on early downs, and he's out. So what they do there is they're probably going to play like Cam Lewis, who is like I don't know, 180 pounds soaking wet. He's just going to play deep, and they're going to have to find maybe play too high, maybe play Cole Bishop in the box. I think it just impacts their rushing defense, which is terrible. Basically, like if the Giants weren't involved, the Giants are terrible. This would be the worst rush defense in the league. They are 31st in run DVOA, 31st in explosive run rate, 31st in success rate, and yards per carry. Really, the Giants are the only team that is worse than all of them. So, we see some flashes. So we've had 3 straight games where Barkley's had at least 20 carries. We've seen more explosive runs for him. And again, the Lane Johnson piece, I think, helps too. So again, 81.5 DK, FanDuel Caesars, 82 on Builder. I think it's in play. And again, if you don't like it, it starts to move. I think you can pivot to the longest rush. And I think you can pivot to attempts as well. So I kind of agree with you. Overall, it's not a great prop-rich game, but I think Saquon's in a good spot.
Yeah, aren't they missing a defensive tackle as well? The Bills, I think they got one of those guys got ruled out earlier. I'm not sure if Lane Johnson's playing, which kind of like I've been flip flopping between Saquon and ETN.
Yeah, I'd like to have Lane back, but like at the end of the day, like Lane's actually, especially at this point of his career, if you look at his grades, he's a significantly better pass blocker than a run blocker. Jordan Mailata is like the run mauling guy. We have Mailata in the lineup. Like I'd rather have Lane Johnson in. It's not contingent on Lane Johnson, but it doesn't hurt. Again, it's such a bad front defensively. I think because you have, whether it's AJ Brown not 100% healthy, Dallas Goedert might be pretty limited because they do a pretty good job of limiting tight ends. They've done that all year, really for a handful of years. So I just think Saquon's pretty heavily involved here.
Yeah, that makes sense. The matchup's awesome. Like also too, Buffalo plays just like kind of a lot of like, I don't know, shell coverages and sits back in zone. And like, it's not really something that Jalen Hurts has been really particularly good at, like kind of exploiting. So I think that they could go just like super run heavy and just like kind of try and grind it out here. So like one of those like Saquon 22, 132 game and 2 touchdown types of games. I think is well within his range of outcomes. There also could be weather here. I haven't looked at the weather update at all. Have you checked anything out recently?
No, I did the other like Wednesday morning, but not
Christmas, man. In the middle of the week, just throws all this shit off. It's like teams like kind of didn't really practice.
You like walkthroughs and like it's not.
So it looks like 10 to 15 mile per hour winds with 20, 25 mile per hour gusts. A lot of rain, pretty good chance of some rain, smaller chance for heavy rain. This is from Kevin Roth. We don't know how updated that was. So let's see here if there's anything else we can look at, because I think that matters a lot too. Like a slop game is definitely way better for Saquon, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. I was surprised to see 3 straight games of 20 carries or more. I just think that's how they're going to have to, I don't think much of the secondary in Buffalo, but they're average. They're above average. They can have some tough matchups, but like you can really run on them. You look at any running back that's worth his weight. They've had some pretty large games against Buffalo this season. Some teams that split a bunch of carries and all the guys kind of have nice days. So I think in a spot like this with a true bell cow, he can really pop off.
Yeah, no, I like that. That's it's a fun one. Yeah. You're helping me build my DFS lineup for me. That's basically right. But 2 of my early guys there have been switching between, ETN and Barkley because they're like a couple $100 off. So I think Barkley might be the better play. I don't really for some reason, I have like a negative connotation towards Travis Etienne. And I can't really particularly place it. DeForest Buckner's out for them.
It matters.
For the Colts, I think Bashal Tuten is probably going to play, but he's basically just like a goal line guy. And there's this coach speak thing this week where Liam Cohen was just like, I love Travis Etienne this week. Like, we need to get him more involved in the receiving game. We need to get him even more involved. I was like, how much more involved do you even need this guy? Colts getting back Sauce Gardner too. So like, I think that maybe they're more efficient running the ball or just throwing to the running backs. Like, I don't know. Just there's a lot of Etienne love here. So I don't know. That's a tough call.
Sounds like, good call probably either way. DeForest Buckner matters.
They're both good calls, I think, honestly.
Yeah. All right. All right. Now, next one for you.
Yeah, I'm going to go with kind of a speculative one here. Mark Andrews under 24.5 receiving yards. Lamar Jackson, he's ruled doubtful, which, essentially means he's out. And so this line kind of already looks at like mostly there anyways. I think it'll be a little bit lower once we get Tyler Huntley in. I expect the Ravens to go massive run heavy here with Huntley. Basically every game that they have been with him, they have been. Even if they don't, Andrews has 4 targets on 47 pass attempts right now from Huntley so far in this season. I mean, he throws the ball 30 times and he gets 2-3 targets. That's tough. Packers so far really good against tight ends, allowing 5.8 yards per target to the position. Second best in the NFL. So there's a lot of different outs here where even if he does somehow see 4 or 5 targets, catches 2 or 3, there's a decent chance he ends up 15 to 20 yards and goes under this line. So yeah, I mean, I would be surprised if Lamar plays at this point after being ruled doubtful. Maybe he just plays spitefully because he's getting so much shit for the last day basically online.
Yeah.
But then if he really wasn't ready to play and wasn't going to play, he's probably going to play like shit. So it doesn't matter. It's maybe even worse than Huntley. A super Lamar is probably not good either. So yeah, I think a lot of different outs here. Plays a little bit limited though. It's FanDuel Builder, some DK, down to 22.5 right now, but still solid, I think.
Yeah. FanDuel Builder. I feel
also,
that's enough.
We got let's hear. Look at this. We got Dane chiming in. Love the Friday releases, guys.
Oh boy.
Keep it up. I think I got a text from Dane on Christmas, actually. Let me see if I can find it. Which is funny. So you know what it said though? Did not say Merry Christmas. It did not say anything. That said, did you cook your Bet 365 yet? And I just said, unfortunately. And he did not respond after that. That was it. That's the only interaction that I got. So Merry Christmas to you too, Dane the Grinch. Appreciate you chiming in here. And we'll, we made sure to do the Friday releases just for you. That was,
Yeah. Dane, I try to make sure that at least builders are out. If there's a Wednesday release, we're trying here. We're trying to keep everyone happy. We're trying to help everyone make some money. Trying to allow big dogs like Dane to eat as well. We're trying to balance this out. We've been doing this for a few years and works out mostly in the end. So, I have one decent 365 account in my house, Dane. So come on, man, hit me up. If you want something good, I need to take advantage. Actually, I was going to say, I saw it late last night because I was trying to do a little bit of research today, knowing that I had car errands to run today, my son, and then we had the show. I'm like, I got to try to figure out some stuff last night. And I looked, I'm like, it was only on MGM and Hard Rock. Tyler Huntley's rushing line was 33.5. I'm like, that seems really high. And I see today it's down to 27.5. I'm like, man, I couldn't. It was 12:30. I'm like, I shouldn't even be doing this right now. What am I looking at? I'm like, I don't have time to go through trying to understand why Tyler Huntley's rushing line was 33.5 and if I need to do something with that, but it doesn't matter. Still just on MGM and Hard Rock. 27.5 is not of interest, but man, 33.5 would have been something that I had to message you this morning and be like, have you looked at Tyler Huntley's rushing line?
That would have been good. We'll see.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah. I mean, it's already down 27.5, so probably not going to go back up even when it gets reposted. That whole game is basically just off the board with Love status and who I think is going to play, and then the Ravens, with Huntley probably playing. So it's kind of a mess.
Yeah. There's one more. There's another one of those that I want to message you have you considered this? That's how I lead my unders.
Yeah.
It looks like you can only do it on Hard Rock, but Hard Rock still has a full 200 yards for Bryce Young. Everyone else has moved a little bit. Seems like a lot. Seems like too many Bryce Young yards. He basically has that Atlanta game where he popped off for 450, and he's almost under 200 yards every other game, and he's playing Seattle. Seattle needs that game. I don't know. T-Law's a little dinged up. That's a lot of Bryce Young passing yards, in my opinion.
It's a ton of yards. It was interesting. They did skew kind of pass heavy last week. Let's see here. What was their PROE? It still wasn't even that high, but it was 7.7 actually. That's pretty high.
Yeah.
So they kind of did that against whatever.
Didn't do that against Tampa though.
Yeah, right. Exactly. I wonder if that's the move against Seattle though or not, because the run even's been really good, but maybe not. I mean, it's their pass even is still really good too, so it's not like a big funnel.
200 is just always too much for.
It's high.
Young.
That's very high.
The only time I think I've played two maybe 2 passing yard unders all season. I think they're both Bryce Young, 2 for 2. So I might might see what I can get down on Hard Rock here on a Friday afternoon.
I
So
love that.
all right, last one for me, and then we'll talk some parlay stuff. It's just good players only on this day after Friday. It's a little higher than it was when we first started betting this a couple weeks ago, but it hasn't really mattered. Blake Corum over 44.5 rushing yards. FanDuel and Caesars have 44.5. Everyone else, Builder, DraftKings, whatnot, 45.5, which I'm absolutely fine with. He's just one of the most efficient runners in the league. He's explosive, and this is one of the best rushing attacks in football. There are 2 backs in the league that have a success rate north of 60%. Corum's one of them. His explosive rush rate is significantly higher than some of those other guys. It's 5th in the league, 7.1%, and that's carries 15 plus. So we're getting the spot again where he gets like, I don't know, when he have like 14 carries last week against Seattle, a way tougher matchup, and gets, again, we went to overtime. I understand that. But he went over that matchup, a much tougher matchup. But we get in these softer matchups, and he's popping off for 60 to 80. So real nice spot against Atlanta, who is really struggled. In particular, like shout out to Fantasy Points Data Suite. You can kind of look at some of the specific like blocking concepts. And Corum's 50-50 in terms of like zone and man gap stuff. His success rate, though, is through the roof on some of the man gap stuff. And that's where the Falcons have really struggled. They've allowed the second highest success rate and almost 5 yards per carry. So Corum's going to pop off again on a Monday night. So 44.5. Get down on some of that with me here. So any thoughts on Corum? Obviously, he's not in play for your DFS lineup for the week.
No, I don't mind it though. I mean, he's been popping off. He looks legit good. I wish that they would just give him more work. Like maybe we get like no, they're not going to rest any guys. Otherwise, I think that
next week though, maybe.
Maybe, yeah, right. Like if we had the situation there, I'd love to see a full Corum game. But even then, he's just been going way over this, even because he's just so explosive.
Yeah, I think they would he'd be part of the guys that would rest. Like I feel like he would still have probably normal carries, and like you just see maybe Ronnie Rivers instead of Kyron Williams or something like that. So
oh my gosh,
I like this spot for Corum. He's been really good. A lot of other stuff I've been swimming around. I'm sure we'll tease some of this here when we get to the parlay built. So anything else that I don't want you, I don't want to play our hands on anything that we're looking at in terms of contingent plays on news and stuff like that. But anything else in terms of upside parlay legs that you like?
Yeah, I think parlay legs. Well, we guess we can just probably start rolling into that because that makes sense here. I think I don't really know if Michael Mayer has a ton of juice past 33.5. I know Jake already played 28.5, 27.5, something like that. Like I think that maybe could go for 50. Trey Tucker. I guess the question is actually, honestly, for this game is who tries and who, does either team not try? Does either team try? Yeah. I read a quote from the Raiders OC today that was basically saying that they be with Brock Bowers out. Here, I'll pull it up. Give me a second. I don't want to butcher it. He said, Ashton needs to do multiple things. Okay. He said, with Brock Bowers out, Ashton becomes one of the primary playmakers for us. We'll continue to find ways to get the ball into his hands. That was like yesterday, or 2 days ago, which in my mind means that they're just going to jam Genty in the receiving game, in the running game. They're talking about flexing him out wide more. He caught that bomb in space there. So I think it could be a massive Genty game.
And it's the best matchup for running backs in the league, obviously. And they're getting actually worse. Like it's some of the early season stuff when you look at some of these metrics, it's like, oh, it's so small. The sample's so small. The Giants' poor rushing attack is getting that sample is getting larger and the numbers are getting worse, which is pretty wild. This is like a historically bad rush defense. So yeah, it'd just be wild for you to jam Genty in this 3-3-3.
I'm putting him in. He's like 6K. He's gonna be like 50% owned, and I think I'm still jamming him. I mean, it's it's like I guess my only concern was with them shutting down Brock Bowers early. Do they jam him? Do they shut him down? Do they not shut him down? I have concerns about that on the Giants side. If you if I thought that they were interested in winning, like I would consider like Dart or Wandale or Slayton, but I don't think that that's interesting. I mean,
I
it's
don't
like,
either. They feel like they've throttled down. I mean, last week having to sweat Wandale 5.5 receptions on a team that can't even get 5 passing attempts in the first half. Like, and yeah, and you're looking at I don't know what's going on there. It feels like it's something that's come from up above. And then you have,
I agree.
Pete Carroll's old. There's no like there's no not go get it in Pete Carroll. You know what I mean?
I kind of agree. I'm trying to reach out to some people and see like, because we talked about it on the Monday show a little bit. There were some rumors like the reason that Dable got fired was not protecting Jackson Dart. Kafka like did not run him at all the first game, and then came out of the bye, ran him 9 times, and then we saw them never like just not drop back at all and not do anything. I would not be surprised if he got told don't do that basically after he did it the first time, and then like he's like, all right, whatever, fuck it, just like I'm gonna run the ball 30, 40 times and just get out of here. So I don't know what it like if they go super run heavy. Like the Raiders' run defense is not that bad. They're not good, but like
they've actually been playing pretty well.
Yeah.
Last couple weeks they've been decent. So I mean, I definitely have more interest in Raider stuff in there. It feels significantly safer. And the Genty stuff is nice. Like his prop feels high. Like if you're just looking at like median stuff for the season, it doesn't make sense. But the matchup wise, it certainly does.
Yeah, and I don't know if there's like a rushing receiving thing that would make sense for him either, because like it's already
over 100.
Like, yeah, I mean that's like the juice is squeezed out there from a prop standpoint.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's too much. I mean, I think there's upside beyond that, maybe like 125, maybe 150, but like you're paying a pretty hefty price already.
Yeah, it's 102 on FanDuel, 103 pretty much everywhere across the board. If you get down on Rivers or Fanatics, they have 100 flat. But yeah, that's it. And that's a lot. When you look at the guys, I mean, literally Saquon, James Cook are in that same range. Like it's a tough sell. I know the matchup is significantly better, but yeah, that's tough. That's tough to me.
Yeah. All right. Well, for the parlay, I added McBride, Chase, McBride 100. I did Chase 110. We could do Chase 9 instead. I don't know.
I'm fine with either way.
Okay. I think 110 just felt easier. I don't know than 9. 9 receptions is just a ton.
It's a lot of receptions.
But still within his range of outcomes. He could easily hit 9 or 10, and he's going to see probably 15 targets.
Did last week.
I have some interest in Luther Burden alts. If you have any interest there against the Niners. No Rome. I mean, it took DJ Moore having Ja'Day Walker as his target competition basically to really do much of anything. And the Niners secondary is not good. But I don't know. Do you have any other interest there, or is that?
No, I like Upton Stout because he's got a little bit of dog in him as a slot corner for the Niners, but he's been targeted pretty heavily and he's struggled in coverage this season. So slot against the Niners has been a place to go. And that is where, when they go 3 wide, you've seen a pretty decent amount of Bird in the slot since his playing time's increased. Rome will still dip in there too, but I like it. I think it's a good place to go. Because I don't think their perimeter corners are that bad, actually, the Niners, but they can't get any pass rush. They're still really struggling to get pass rush, and that's part of why I think that game can pop off. Because both quarterbacks probably have fairly clean pockets. It's the same reason why Cincy and Arizona is a great spot, is because both quarterbacks probably operate with clean pockets.
So this is crazy. Right as we're talking about this with the Raiders, Max Crosby informed that he'll be out Sunday versus the Giants.
It's tough
because of the knee injury he's been battling since October. So it seems like anyone who has a little boo-boo is just sitting.
Yeah. Crosby's is such a great matchup. I had a hard time making projection for him this week because I'm like, I don't think he's going to play 100% of the snaps. He's barely even practicing. But like Edge has popped off against the Giants all season. But that makes sense. Sit him down. He's your best asset. So let's not ruin a knee in a game where you actually probably should not be winning anyway.
I'm getting spooked with this with Genty stuff though. Like, I mean, are they really gonna you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, who's making these calls? Is it the ownership is just deciding like who's sitting, who's not?
You mean to text Tom?
Wait, this is your one time right here. Yeah, they're both tanking in this game. Jamie said that. Yeah, like I see. I agree. Like, this is the problem. Is like who's gonna play here?
You tank pre-flop like this though. You tank by not playing the guy, right? But if Genty's out there, the coach speak sounds pretty good. I hadn't seen that, but
Right.
I don't know.
What can go wrong, you know?
Yeah,
I
I get
do
it.
agree, though.
In
Pete
a
Carroll was
situation like that,
diehard, like you
yeah,
said. Yeah.
yeah, it's
Like,
tough. You don't want to. It's the hindsight is so clear and so frustrating, right? If you put Genty out there, and you feel like a donkey if you start to see Raheem Mostert carries in the first quarter.
oh man, I mean, I'll full tilt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Jason brought up the Luther Burden alts. So I have McBride 100, Chase 110, Luther 60, and then Saquon 100. Right now we're at 57-1. 5 legs. I don't know if you got any other thoughts on these here.
Like those, like the Burden one. I feel like Mike Evans owes us.
I mean, it was pretty rude, honestly.
Yeah. Again, no Minka in that spot. It's perimeter corners.
He's not even on FanDuel. That's crazy.
He's not.
There's no Bucks lines on FanDuel. Look, what is going on? They just took Christmas break off.
Yeah. Smart for them, because I feel like there are opportunities in years past where these things are just being lined and we'd be able to pick some stuff off, but they've been pretty reluctant. Mm.
I mean,
I got one you're not gonna like.
Okay.
There's it's so frustrating to watch how this usage, but like I think it's a great Kenneth Walker spot.
Oh no.
I played a little bit of his longest rush at 12.5, which I thought was a terrible number.
That's great.
But I don't know. It's like 50.5 rushing yards. 64.5 total yards, which is tough, but like every time he catches the ball, he's averaging like 11 yards. 11 yards a yak per reception. He's just he's I don't say he's so good, but he's so explosive. This is a tough matchup for kind of their scheme versus what Carolina does. So I think they could have some success, but he's just annoying to see him on the sideline, and Zach Charbonnet rolls in and does nothing.
I mean, he just always does. He does nothing in the best spots, and this is not even the best spot. It's just like,
oh man,
we're getting Jordan Love is out officially here. Malik Willis in. We have
Connor. Can we talk about Malik Willis?
He played really well.
He did. Coaching in Green Bay is pretty good, but like we may not just be able to blindly short Malik Willis moving forward.
I'm probably going to short him here. I'm going to find a way, but let's see if there's any. Yeah, there's still some like lines up right here on like Fliff MGM for Packers stuff. I mean, Watson probably shouldn't be at 51. Dobbs shouldn't be at 35. I mean, they're all going to drop like 10 yards, I would guess.
Yeah.
Reed at 34. I'm going to parlay it all. 5-1 on Fliff. Let's see if we get it down. All right. I just parlayed it all. That's how I played it. I mean,
I get it.
I don't know. I mean, I think he could still end up being good. Like that's, not good. Sorry, like good in this game. I think he could end up being fine. But I think they both teams just go super run heavy here.
I continue to think that is the best way to, I don't say the best way, but it's a way to parlay that I don't think we talk about enough, where it's like, it's overly correlated. It's not just like correlated parlay. You just, where some of these props can go wrong. I, kind of found this more on the tackle side too. And I had it yesterday in like my projection for like the Lions game. Like I was way off market for Lions. I had, far fewer plays, I'm guessing, than whatever the books use to make their lines. But those things are insanely correlated. So like in this instance, we can talk about Malik Willis being efficient, playing actually pretty good ball, but like they could run 45 plays. And like these things can happen where everyone kind of gets brought down by how the game flows. And yeah, you're going to pay a tax on the correlation for it, but like it is an interesting way to start to think about parlays. Is you basically are parlaying, unders of the entire side of the ball or whatever you're thinking, right? Like you can have spots where you just want to leave someone that makes you a little nervous out, but like you can have a situation like this where there's so much ambiguity on route participation and anything that can happen there with Malik Willis, just kind of parlay all of that is pretty wild.
This is wild here. It's like yeah, there's so much stuff here. I think there's some props were popping here. Manny Wilson 29.5, Josh Jacobs 51.5 on MGM. I think both those are good. They just pulled him on FanDuel. I was going to say we should try and add him to the parlay real quick and just add like some alts for either of those.
Yeah, so they pulled Jacobs off the injury report, but I can't believe that he's actually healthy in a game that they don't necessarily need. That I mean, they were locked into a playoff spot, so yeah, it's a tricky situation there. This is week 17 and week 18.
I wonder what we'll get for Manny. I mean, like after this, let's see. I mean, I think he still might be on Builder here. If anyone's interested, it looks like 26.5 on Builder. I mean, seems pretty light. I'm going to take a little sprinkle of that while we're live here. Yeah, just like they're just going to jam the run, right? Like, and then if Baltimore overcommits, they've shown that they can do play action. Like he had some good games last year, and then this year he played pretty well against the Bears. So
yeah,
I don't think he's bad. I mean, this is crazy. We got a lot of news dropping during the show.
Yeah, it sounds like Max not happy about getting shut down here too. Left the building.
Yeah, we got all these
vehemently agreed. Yeah.
Apparently he was told and then wasn't happy, left. Then got shut down, left the building.
I love that guy so much, dude. He's
a dog, yeah.
Just wants to play ball, just wants to wreck. Like he was so good in that Texans game last week. Obviously the game means nothing. He just goes out and gets it done. He wrecked that game. Kept that one close.
We got another question here. Y'all got anything on Olave? Popped up in the injury report. Nick Underhill saying he's okay, and I trust Nick Underhill with my life, so I would say he's probably gonna play.
Yeah,
I mean Nick, Nick's not only a beat reporter, he's friends with a lot of these guys. He's mentioned in his streams, oh yeah, went to Alvin Kamara's house, and was eating dinner with him, and you know what I mean. He's not just a beat reporter interviewing these guys in media. He's actually done the job seriously and become friends with them. So I would assume that he just Olave told him he's going to play, I would guess.
Yeah. Thanks, Jeff. Oh man. Merry Christmas, Jeff, or whatever you celebrate. Yeah. Let me see. What was I looking for something? Yes, a lot, just a lot going on. A gentleman in the chat definitely wants us to answer a Jacoby Brissett or T-Law question. He has asked it multiple times in multiple ways.
Brissett or T-Law, I mean, passing yard data, they're both in great spots. So I don't know. I mean, do you want to go yardage based, fantasy based? How do we want to look at this?
I'm guessing it's a fantasy question. I mean, our projections have T-Law slightly ahead of Jacoby Brissett. We have T-Law 5th for the week. And Brissett 7th. So
market-based projections also agree with that. They have T-Law at 20.3. They have Brissett at 18.4. So
there you go.
So I think T-Law it is. I mean, obviously the sauce stuff matters a little bit, but he's the phrasing around it was he's going to try and give it a go. It was not he's 100% great. And he hasn't really played all that well, honestly, anyways, for them so far this season, right? So
no, and a guy like that, I mean, ran a lot of zone stuff too. I don't say it steals what he does well, but I don't know, you can still find ways to work around something like that. Doesn't scare me a ton.
I'm sorry, I completely derailed us here.
No, you're good.
We're at 4 plays right here.
And we just got a bunch of breaking news. We had to address it.
My phone just had 70 notifications in the last 6 minutes of different.
I know. So I was just looking to see what did I miss. Turn it silent, but I see them all popping up. So you guys got to get, if you don't have BN Fantasy news alerts, you're missing out. Makes it really easy, especially on a Friday afternoon or Sunday morning. If you're, betting props, get that on your phone, get those push notifications so you don't have to just be logged into Twitter and scrolling around, and you just get those push notifications. So, I like Harold Fandon stuff, and he popped up on the injury report. He seems like he's going to be fine. That's probably a pretty good matchup, but that makes me a little nervous. And I don't know how much I want to look for ceiling outcomes in passing game of Cleveland right now, but
yeah, I mean that's tough. That's a tough one for me as well. I think there. Like if everyone's going to be out, like Michael Mayer and Trey Tucker, I think are interesting for the Raiders. Like, I mean, I don't know. Like if they're going to start someone, I agree with you. The coaches might just go all in. So whatever they got,
it's Jack Besh season.
Oh, you're Jack Besh guy. I forgot about that.
I think he's good at the game. He's 29 on the shitters. So
nothing on FanDuel though.
I don't think he's on FanDuel. Yeah.
Okay, that sucks. No Evans on FanDuel either. We talked about him. What about Steph Diggs?
Yeah, I was gonna actually toss out what I also put.
FanDuel is just. I'm gonna be storming the FanDuel. I mean, offices. No receiving props listed on FanDuel Patriots. I mean, this is a crime against all bettors everywhere.
Yeah, I think Hunter Henry or Steph Diggs are pretty good looks.
I agree. I mean, they don't even have anything for Titans, Saints. All right, let's fuck it.
You know what's going to be sneaky? Where if we end up getting it, which is going to be like a Sunday morning pop.
What?
It's Kyle Williams.
Oh yeah, for sure. What do you think he's going to be at? Like in the 20s?
17.5 or something like that.
That would be nuts. 17.5 because Matt Collins is out too.
Yeah, and Pop Douglas maybe out.
Yeah, Pop out, Mac Collins out, Kayshon Boutte out. That's kind of why I think that like the problem is I don't think that they're going to throw very much.
Also the Jets have shut down. We're literally on like safeties 4 and 5, multiple corners. Like this is a bad defense to begin with. Bad players in the secondary, and those guys are out. So again, a situation where you have a bunch of like 7th round pick and like undrafted free agent stuff, up against Drake May in a game that the Patriots want to win. So yeah, Kyle Williams stuff could be nice. Oh, Lane Johnson out. That's okay.
Yeah, it's fine. We talked about it earlier. Yeah. It could do like we don't need to force anything. We got 57 to 1. 4-legger, little baby 4-legger. I'll probably just do $20 to win $1,000. That's kind of nice.
One more leg that we went to last week. He was one of the guys that cashed for us. Darren Waller.
Darren Waller. All right, let me see.
Tampa Bay against tight ends has been pretty bad. I know he's mixing in a little bit with Dulcich, but like he's still leaning there a little bit. We had like 9 of the 30 attempts went to tight ends there for Quinn Ewers last week. So
FanDuel has nothing.
Oh, shoot. All right.
It's crazy.
Well, damn you, FanDuel.
I know that this is really limiting it.
Yeah, I agree, Jeff. I mean, volume for Kenneth Walker is nothing I would ever do, but like, you said, I played some 12.5 longest rush. I think 14.5 is still fine. And then like his rushing number is 50 or 50.5. So like, I don't know, 10, 12 carries. Decent matchup with some of the zone gap stuff that they're doing there in Seattle and some of the ways that Carolina's struggled. So it's kind of a decent schematic matchup. But yeah, there's just a lot of blank spots on the odds board for props. We're waiting for.
All right, I'm gonna go. I'll add Michael Mayer 50 receiving yards. He 2 games so far. He had 50 yards in the first one without Bowers. Second game, they had 30 offensive snaps. So I think it's a pretty good look. Decent matchup. It's 2 to 1.
Yep. All right, I'm good with that.
All right.
Also, might be good at the game.
Yeah, might be good at the game. I think that's Joe saying I distantly remember Waller's rapping career. Me too, Joe. It turns out he's a good player and a good rap. Well, I don't know if he's a good rapper. He's a good player. Maybe he goes back to rapping after this season. Who knows?
I mean,
I assume he's out of money, right? That's why he came back. I'm guessing.
Yeah.
He's got to fund his rap career. The label's not throwing him too much dough.
That's why Ben Simmons in the NBA he wanted to fund his fishing career. You see, he's transitioning to being in the Bass Pro Circuit or whatever, sitting on the bench for the various NBA teams for the last 5-6 years with different ailments, but he's now picking up professional fishing. So I'm not sure how you turn pro fishing, but he is turning pro.
These guys just lose their minds. They get a little bit of money and then they just like,
Yeah.
maybe get hit a couple times. They just they just lose it.
Yeah. There's gonna be some stuff, like could be some stuff tonight, could be some Sunday releases for subscribers because there's just a lot of unknowns with injury stuff. So if you're a subscriber, again, keep those notifications on in the Discord and get some of that stuff pushed out to you because there's some stuff I think we both like that we're waiting for it to either be widely available or just kind of get some clarity around, guys being in around the lineup. So take a look.
Yeah, I have like my notes right now on a Friday look like they normally do on like a Tuesday or a Wednesday. It's like this team unit or this player under, we don't have a number yet, but this is probably going to be a good look.
Yeah. We'd like to know if this guy's playing, it would impact this, but we're still pending. So, all right, we got a decent parlay. Give you 5 bets. It's pretty good. So
yeah, not bad without slop.
Yeah, not bad. Do your part. Hit the thumbs up. Subscribe before you take off. We'll be back. If you talk about unknowns, week 18 gets real sideways. So,
oh man,
we barely have. I remember last couple of years, the board is barren sometimes on a Friday afternoon while we wait for some of these injury reports. So, what's actually interesting is that we're gonna have, I think, fewer games where things really matter. So I think we're gonna have some clarity around some situations because there's significantly fewer up for grab situations than I thought we were going to be at. With basically we know the 7 NFC playoff teams, or we know 7 of the 8. We just have to decide is it Carolina or Tampa. Same thing on the AFC side. There's not a lot of unknown with the way things go down have gone down here in the last couple of weeks. So we'll get some more answers. So appreciate everyone hanging out for us or with us as always. We'll be back on Monday for a little bit of a look at week 18. Again, that's also really hard because the lines on week 18 are kind of wonky, but Connor and I, Monday, 3 p.m. Eastern, talking about what happened the week before, a little early look at lines. And then Friday here, same as normal, 3 p.m. we'll have slot back. So for Connor, I'm Ryan. We'll see you all next time. Thanks, everybody.